Hi everyone, today we're going to be solving problem 22. In this problem, we're given a list of names and a function to convert a name into an integer. What we need to do is sort out all these names, take each name and multiply its numerical value by its place in that sorted list. And we need to sum all of those scores up together. So let's start implementing this. I'm going to start by implementing the way to convert each name into the integer. Now, in this conversion, we take each letter and find its a corresponding number for each letter and add up those corresponding values together within that name. And the way we calculate the number for each letter is, for example, A would be 1, B would be 2, C would be 3, and so on. So I'm going to start by creating a val A, and this is going to represent the A character converted into an integer. So I can do A, so this creates the character A dot toInt. And actually, when you're working with characters, internally they're actually just stored as integers. So this is getting the underlying representation of A. Now, when I want to do name number, we're going to take a name of type string, and now we need to return the number for this name. So I'm going to start by going over each of the letters in this name. So I'm going to do map. And given a letter, what I want to do is I'm going to do the letter minus A. So this gives how far away from A we are, and add 1. Because A itself needs to be 1, otherwise it would be 0, since they want us to start from 1. I'm going to sum these up. And that's it for name number. Now let's continue and parse out all of the names. So this is how our names file looks. And we can see that each name is wrapped in quotes and split by a comma. So first I'm going to start by loading up the file. We can use this, we can do this with Scala source. So you can do source, and we can do source, which is an object in scala.io, .from file, which takes the file name, which is p022 underscore names.txt. And we can call the method getLines, which gets us a list of all of the lines in that file. Now we can take the next element, which gives us whichever line is next for us to read. And since everything's on one line, this is the only line we have to read. Now next gives us a string. I'm going to start by splitting that string on every comma. So this will get us the individual quoted names. Now we need to unquote these names so that instead of quote Patricia quote, we just get Patricia. So I'm going to map each quoted name. So I'm going to take and I'm going to do .tail.init to get rid of the quotes. So what is this doing? Calling .tail gives me everything except the first character, and this is going to be the first quote. So what we would be left with in the case of quote Patricia quote would be just Patricia quote. And after calling init on this, we would end up with just Patricia, because init is what the string without the last letter. And we're going to finish off by sorting this. Now I can println source, and we can see we have an array of string. We can run this, and actually I need to convert this into a string because the default array println and array toString isn't that helpful. Okay, so now we can see we have all of the names sorted in alphabetical order. Now let's calculate the sum of all of the scores for these. So I'm going to println, and I'm going to start by doing source.zip with index. What zip with index does is it takes your existing collection and converts the element so that instead of having just the element, you have a tuple where the first element of the tuple is the original element, and the second element of the tuple is its index in the collection. So now that we have zip with index, I can map each tuple, and what we need to do according to this is we need to multiply the name's numerical representation times its index. So what we're going to do is we're going to do name number t dot underscore 1. So this gives us the first element of the tuple, which is the original name. And we're going to multiply it by t dot underscore 2 plus 1. Now, when we do zip with index, it gives us the indexes starting from 0. But in this problem, we need to treat it as if the first element has index 1. So that's why we're adding 1 here. Now that we have all of these, all we have to do is sum them up. We can run it. And we have our answer, 8711988282. So that's it for problem 22. I'll see you next time when we solve problem number 23.